section P.5, solving equations graphically, numerically, and algebraically.
Get rolling.
Let me call a little bit. Okay. First, how would you guys solve this on the graphing pencil? You're going to have an idea. You're going to enter it under y equals 2x squared minus 3x minus 2. You're going to find in 0. So go to y equals and enter that in there. And then to find your zeros, you go to second calc. Second trace, which is calc. Okay, go down to 2. Okay, then when you guys look at your graph, it looks like it's going through. This one looks like it's going through 2. But this one, let's find this point right here. Okay? So if you go to second calc, second trace, which is calc, go to 0. It says left bound. So we want left of this 0. So on your graph, take your asterisk and put it a little bit above the x-axis. That's left of, that's your left one. Left of your 0. Okay. Then go on the other side of your x-axis, that will be your right one. Hidden. So your left bound will be up here, your right bound will be somewhere down here. Then go close to where they intersect, where it intersects the x-axis, and just lay your 0. What's the 0? It should be negative 0.5. So you say 0, y equals x equals negative 0.5, y equals 0.
I got x equals negative 0.5, y equals 0.
If you got error, then your left bound, if you notice, it does error. Left bound, right bound, and then your gap has to go in between. Okay, your 0 has to lie in between your left bound and your right bound. That's what those arrows are talking about. Okay? Now, to get the other one, it just looks like it's 2. So just go trace 2 and see if it is.
Y equals 0 too.
So that would be your other 0. So that could be stuff that you can tell by looking at it. Just trace it and see if that's what it is. So you just have to hit trace in the number and see if it says y equals 0. Now let's solve it algebraically. So this back.
Yeah.
So 2x times x gives you 2x squared. You need factors of 2. You can't put a 2 with the 2 because then you'd be able to take a 2 out. So the 2 has to go over there and the 1 there. So you want this to be negative 4x and this to be positive. There's your 2x squared. There's your negative 2. Negative 4x plus 1x adds up to be negative 3x. So now you set these equal to 0. X is 2, 2x is negative 1, x is negative 1 half. Why did I know to set those equal to 0? Who knows why? It's called the zero product property. Okay. The zero product property says if A times B equals 0, then one has to be true. Either one or the other, it has to be 0. Or could they both be 0? It's possible that they both be 0. So you're going to be doing some factoring. questions on that?
Why do we, I understand why we found here zeros on the calculator.
Because this section's not just doing it algebraically, it's also doing it graphically.
That's how you check it.
So that can be a way to do it. Okay, so let's say, now we're gonna solve by extracting square roots. So we did factoring, now we're gonna extract square roots. So if they gave you something like 2x minus 1, quantity squared equals 9. How would you guys solve that?
Square root.
Well, okay, first thing you'd want to do is take the square root of both sides. Square root of anything squared is
Itself.
itself. Square root of 9
3.
is minus 3. So actually we have two problems. We have 2x minus 1 equals positive 3, and 2x minus 1 equals negative 3. So 2x equals, actually 2x equals 4, x is 2, 2x equals, subtract, and then add 1, x is negative 1. Then we can plug those back in and to make it true. It's 2 times 2 minus 1, that's 3, is 3 squared equal to 9. And 2 times negative 1 minus 1 is negative 3 squared equals 9. Now how would you do this on your graphing calculator?
Well, what you would do is,
You could either graph under y sub 1, you could graph this part, which is a parabola. And under y sub 2, you could graph 9. And then you could go to second trace, which is under calc again, and go to intersect. And find where the line intersects the parabola. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to set it equal to 0. If you set that equal to 0, you'll have that. And then you could graph y equals that quantity. And then do what we just did a little bit ago, just find your 0. That would be another way to solve it. There's two different ways you can solve that with your graphing calculator. So one way is to set each one separately equal to y, find where they intersect, and you're looking at the x value. Where they intersect, you want the x value of where they intersect. And then, and what does it say when you, anybody try that? So what does it say when it goes to intersect? Does it go, does it go left and right, or does it go? How about we do that tomorrow? We're going to show you guys more about how to show you. So we'll discuss that tomorrow. So, completing the split. You guys remember completing the split? So if you guys had x squared plus 6x plus, let's make it minus 12 equals 0. Could you guys solve that with completing the split? What is completing the square?
Add 12.
Okay, you need a complete square. What you do is you get your x's on one side, take your 12 to the other side, but you leave room to complete your square. So now we need a perfect square. It's a perfect square trinomial. So we bring down our x. What's half of 6? What's 3 squared? 3 squared is 9. Is x plus 3 times x plus 3, x squared plus 6x plus 9. That's a perfect square. That's called completing the square. So we took half of our 6, got our positive 3, 3 squared is 9. Now I can't just add 9 for no reason. What do I have to do? I've got to balance it out. I've got to add 9 over there.
What was wrong with 12?
Well, we're doing complete the square. We're not back. So now we're going to take the square root of both sides. Square root of anything, square root of both sides. Is there a perfect square root of 21?
No.
So then you're going to have square plus or minus the square root of 21. Subtract 3. You don't like my square?
No, man.
Nine is the square root of 1. Okay, let's say I put a number in front of it. Let's go do that. Now, when you do complete a square, it has to be a 1x squared before you can complete it. So you're going to have to do two things. You're going to have to take your 17 to the other side, and you're going to divide everything by 4. So what's that going to give us?
X squared minus 5x.
You're going to take your 17 to the other side, and we're going to divide that by 4 also. Okay? Now let's get a perfect square here. Take half of negative 5. So we're going to write negative 5 half. What's negative 5 half squared? So if I add 25 fourths to this side, you add it to that side. Gives you 8 fourths, which is 2. Now you have the same type of problem we solved earlier. Completing the square, you have to just have your x's on one side, and it has to be a 1. So that's why we had to take the 17 to the other side and have it divide this way. So we're going to take the square root of both sides now. Square root of anything, square root of the stuff. That's plus or minus the square root of 2. Add 5 halves. That would be your answer. Now you could plug it in your calculator and get an estimate for each one of those. 5 halves plus the square root of 2, 5 halves minus the square root of 2. And then if you give you zeros on the calculator, that would also give you the decimal.
So that's where we stop and we keep going.
That's where we stop. Goes right there. 5 halves plus the square root of 2 is 0, 5 halves minus. If you want the decimal, you can write the decimal. I think it's 3.91 and 1.19. Over your two approximations. Quadratic formula. I'm not going to have a lesson for it.
You still have 7 minutes.
Quadratic formula, we derived it in the other class. We will derive this tomorrow. Remember that? We've done that other years. We've done that in algebra. So if I gave you 3x squared minus 6x equals 5, what you're going to do is you're going to set it equal to 0. So on this one, you want to set it equal to 0. And then your A is in front of your, A is in front of your x squared, B is in front of your x, C is your constant. So what's my A? 3. B is negative 6. C is, so let's plug it in here. What's the opposite of negative 6? Negative 6 squared. Minus 4 times 3 times negative 15.
So you're going to give us an equation that x squared
Over 2 times 3. So the square root of 96. You guys reduce the square root of 96. 16 times 6. 4 square root of 6. All over 6. Can you divide all of those by 2?
Yes, you can.
So you're going to get 3 plus or minus 2 square root of 6 all over 3. Assignment is 2 through 24 even. We will spend more time on this tomorrow when we're not so up.
Yeah, I have a question for you. Let me just